Shut up and sit down.
Let's get it started.
Don't forget, Ed, once we finish, get that sucker posted as soon as you can tomorrow. I mean, I'd like to get it done tomorrow. You get it out there and let me know. That'd be cool.
All right.
Thanks.
No problem. Let's get it going. Everybody, welcome into the Pigskin Pricks. We are here. We're surviving. We're thriving. We're making it happen here on this beautiful Wednesday evening. So, boys, tell me, what's on the drink menu tonight? Are we drinking beers? Are we drinking waters?
I'm going fast. No, I'm drinking a beer, but I'm easing myself back in. I'm doing a Bud Light. Haven't done a Bud Light in the 20-some episodes that we've done. So I'm just going to – we've all had it. It's the number one selling beer in the world. We all know what it tastes like. I can tell you, but I just be repeating something you already know. I'll score this without even taking a drink. It's a 7. I've said it's a 7. I know it's a 7. It will always be a 7. John's laughing because John wouldn't give it a 3. I'm okay
I'd give
with
it better
that
than a 3, but
because the world makes it number 1. There's a reason it's number 1 beer.
Yeah.
Here's to you, Anheuser-Busch.
7.
A 7.
That's an awfully high rating for a Bud Light.
What'd you give the Coors?
Coors was a little higher, like a 7.4, but I gave Busch Light a 7. So they're all right there. All the domestic.
Right.
I mean,
Miller Lite's going to fall right in that same area. I mean, I drink them all. Like it's like some people say I can only drink Bud Light. It's all I'll drink. And it's like, yeah, I can drink a Bud Light, but then I can go drink a Natter Days, or I can drink a Natural Light. I can drink a Rolling Rock. I can drink, any of those really I can drink.
Yeah, like everyone you named is better than the one you're drinking right now.
That's opinion, of course. But
of
yes,
course it is.
There's a lot of them out there, a lot of domestics. Yeah. I've been trying to find Killian's Red. Ironically, I want to bring it on the show, but I can't find the son of a bitch.
It's a little harder. It exists.
I know it's there. I've had it. It's really good. I just have been able to find it. And Jared, I know it's in town, but it's not at the place I go, because he's like, yeah, we just polished off 2 cases of Killian's Red the other weekend.
Holy crap.
And I'm like, that's a lot.
That's a lot of Killian's.
I mean, you're drinking, and I wasn't drinking, so no beer sounded good to me last week.
Right.
But he's like, we polished off 2 cases. So I'll be bringing Killian's Red to the table at some point. I just got to find it.
All right.
Well, and I want to bring some sours to the table too, but I'm really picky after the whole lemonade stand bullshit. I'm really picky as to what I'll bring to the table on that, because that was a disaster.
I'm proud that you're drinking a beer, even if it is a half step up from your water. That's what Bud Light is. Half water, half beer.
Ease back into it.
But you're getting there, man. That's good.
Slow but sure.
So believe it or not, I cracked it open because it was a bottle before we started the show, and it decided to have its own little choo-choo head. I've actually knocked it off a couple times, and it keeps reforming this little smokestack. And it's
Did you brew that?
No.
Oh.
This is called the Little Tennessee Lager because mine blew up.
Actually, it was something like that.
Right.
Yes.
Rosy floral, dry hopped, golden ale. So
what's it called? Little Tennessee Lager?
Little Tennessee Lager. And I was like, okay, so is it in Tennessee? And it's actually in Bryson City, North Carolina, in the heart of the Smokies. And I looked it up, and it's south of Sevierville or Pigeon Forge, or basically where Dollywood and shit is, right below the Smoky Mountains on the other side of the border. So it's really close to Tennessee, but they are in North Carolina. But a cool name. I was going to do, if you remember, the Yingling from last week, but I noticed this in the fridge. I had family up for Thanksgiving. I noticed this in the fridge that I was stocking, and I decided I better drink it because it's my one and only before somebody accidentally drinks it before I get to do it on the show. So it moved up in the pecking order because of that. So let's pour it in a glass.
Yeah, let's see how it looks.
Give it a taste. You can tell it's a little foamy because I was trying to pour nicely,
that's a lot foamy. I don't know.
Since this son of a bitch is trying to come out of the bottle, clearly it's got some action going. Here, I'm going to take a drink out of the bottle since that will be quicker.
That'll be
It's not as sweet as last week, which is good. This is better than last week.
Okay.
I hope so, because your score last week was shitty.
It was okay. This is pretty good. I'm going to take one more drink because it's the first time I've ever had it. But so far, everything is smooth, mellow, a little sweet, but not real sweet. Not even though it says dry hopped, it's not like hoppy.
Okay.
No, it's good. God, 7.45.
7.45.
Solid.
Yeah, solid. I had to think about that Bud Light, and I'm like, this is really close to the Bud Light rating, but that's not a very good rating.
Your scales are definitely
Right,
a little.
right.
We've
It's
had
a
this conversation.
Right, right. So I didn't feel too bad once I really thought about it. I was like, it can be in the sevens. It's above average.
A 7.4 from you tells me that it's
Well, it's
just
above
okay.
average. Yeah,
Yeah, you're not
above
like
average. It's
I
above
wouldn't
average.
say that it's a good or a great beer. You
Well-
don't hit good or great until you're at least at 8 or higher. If you're in the 7s, it's an okay beer. You would drink it.
I would
You
drink
get
this drinkable.
below a 7, then that's kind of how
picky.
your scale
Little
goes.
dicey.
Yeah, you're much more picky.
Why would you
yeah.
drink a D? Like that would be a Bud Light to me. It's like I'm drinking below average.
Right, but to you, but to a lot of people,
right,
a Bud Light is an A. I mean,
No,
they're
but
like,
I
this is great beer.
I agree. I'm just using my scale.
Yes.
And in my world, I would
Yes.
drink a Bud Light
Yes.
if I had to because I had nothing else. But it's not something I try to drink too often. But it is passing. Like
so
a
what's
grade.
I would say that my scale is probably caters more to just the beer drinker. This guy,
The everyday
right here.
man. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, that I'm more towards that scale. You're more towards the high end. Let's do some, some porters or some stouts. Let's do, more into
all
that.
kinds of beer.
I
All
mean,
kinds of beer.
sours and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, you've done a bunch of it.
It is fairly dark. It's a little lighter off camera or direct. You guys are seeing a little more red. It's more yellow in my view. And the reason I didn't give it as high rating because of my preference in beers, I like them a little more hoppy. And I told you, even though it says dry hopped, it's not very hoppy.
Right.
So I like the IPAs and pale ales that have a little more citrusy hoppy. This is smooth and easy drinking with flavor, which I like, but it's not amazing because of that.
All right. Sounds like a solid beer. Excellent choices.
The bottle was kind of cool. I liked it. Or the label. Anyway, on we go.
On we go. Let's get into the
holy shit! I mean, I wish Baltimore and Pittsburgh would have played on Thanksgiving because did I suck on Thanksgiving or what? I mean, not only did I suck, but the team that I picked got their asses handed to them.
Yeah,
they fucking got railed. And you know what? Till today, I thought, man, I'm really doing bad in the picks, and then I noticed Evan picked Detroit with me.
Yeah, I did. I did.
And that actually made things a lot better. And not only that, he picked against the Chiefs. Thank God. That's cool.
Yeah, and the Chiefs. I'm angry at Tyreek Hill. He put up, well, not Tyreek Hill specifically. I mean, he put up like 56 fantasy points.
I was gonna say, Jesus
but
Christ.
I still lost.
Yeah,
right. Well, that's because you suck, Evan. Let's just be honest about this here. Somebody over the course of the last few weeks has really started to shit the bed. Not on your picks. So it ended up, I thought Evan was going to gain on me. Instead, Joe gained one on me and so he closed the gap and he separated himself a little from Evan after a couple bad weeks himself. We all did okay. I mean, I think we all should be a little surprised. I think at the fact that New England won, and
I'm not surprised.
Cam Newton,
awful.
I know, and Cam Newton had 3.6 some points of fantasy points. They basically had very little offense, and they still beat Arizona. That's just pathetic.
Is it me or did Cam look like he was about to cry after the game?
He did look like I guess he went up to McDaniels afterwards and apologized.
Yeah, like he
should go to his mom and apologize.
They're not very good, Ev. I mean, they did enough to win. Okay, but I don't know that they won the game as much as the Cardinals lost the game.
Had to give it up. And the Cardinals didn't they get a defensive score?
They did, yeah.
I mean, I'm like, how do you lose the game?
Yeah, I mean, this was just a weird week of football.
It was.
I mean, the Raiders got their asses handed to them. John and I both lost our 14-point teasers because the Raiders.
That was a gimme. We were like, oh, this is a shoe-in.
Yeah, we had the Raiders plus 11, and they got beat by 30-some points.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it just who would have thought after the way they played against Kansas City?
Right.
That was a crazy game.
All I could do is text Joe and say, I wish they'd have played like that against the Chiefs. Not that I wanted to, it would have mattered. We still won, but I would like to see them get destroyed by the Chiefs, not it be close and me worry about us even having a chance to win, So,
right.
Yeah, they suck so bad. I guess we deflated them, Joe. That's all I can think of is like the Chiefs.
Well,
Just deflated them after them beat us once. Then we basically took them down, and they're like, "Ah, fuck it, we suck. We're out."
well, the question is this week, will Gruden bring them back?
Yeah.
I think so.
Does he have the ability to say, okay, guys, enough's enough. Let's come out, play pissed off, and whoop whoever we're playing, right?
Every team has at least one stinker game.
All right, guys. So I have to tell you about this. I had a 5-team parlay.
Okay.
Had all 4 games. Waiting on the Seahawks or the Rams, Niners. I had a 7-point teaser, so I had the Rams in a pick'em. All they had to do was win the game. They're at home against the Niners and Nick Mullins. They fucking lose. Now, guys, I'm sorry. They're not half the team the Rams are, but the Rams managed to go lose at home to a subpar team. Yeah. This is the weird shit that's going on in the NFL right now. It's just weird, and COVID makes it worse. All right, we picked the parlays last week on Thursday. So the Steelers get moved. They get moved to today.
We picked it. By the way, we picked it before that was announced, and the spread got changed or off the board.
4.5. I picked
it ended
Baltimore.
Up being a 5-point game,
but Baltimore covered because the spread moved to 10.5.
No,
because
but we picked. Oh, you picked on your bet at the casino.
Yes, was at 4.5.
Right.
But today it was at 10.5. So Baltimore covered. See, that's the crazy shit.
Right,
trying
but
to pick parlays.
Our parlay picks didn't cover because we go with the point.
Because we went with what? Right, but that's my point. My point is we picked when Lamar Jackson was still playing, when Mark Andrews was still playing, when they had both running backs.
Dude,
they lost all 4 of their main offensive weapons.
Yep.
And they only lost by 5 points?
Right. It still ended up being that close. I was shocked. I figured it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
I was like, they're fucking screwed. Now, I guess Steelers were hurting a little bit, too. They missed Connor and some other guys, but not near
still.
No.
Not still. They had Pouncey gone.
I honestly believe the Ravens win that game if they're at full strength.
Well,
I think so. I think it's a possibility.
I do.
But would the Steelers have played harder? You wonder about that.
Yeah,
it was
maybe.
an interesting game.
I don't know. The Steelers have had some games where they look very beatable.
Well, I know, but they keep winning, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
whatever
but
you want to say.
That
people are saying the same thing about Kansas City. We barely beat the Raiders. We barely beat the Buccaneers. Listen, Andy Reid better learn real quick how to step on someone's throat like Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't learn that, one of these games, and I'm afraid it's going to be in the playoffs, is going to come back and bite us in the ass. We're going to leave it too close. Mahomes isn't going to have a chance to bring us back, and we're going to lose that fucking game. Andy needs to keep his foot on the gas until the game is out of reach. He just doesn't do it.
Falling apart at the end. I hate to say
Well,
it.
I don't know that
Against
the team
Bucks,
calls.
dude,
It's like handoff. You know, now Mahomes had to pass to get the first down to end the game, but they really went into shit mode. It's like, let's hand off. We couldn't run the whole game. So now we've got a bit of a lead. So now we're going to try to run, and we couldn't run.
Just keep pouring it on.
True.
Right.
Tyreek Hill had over 200 yards in the first quarter.
That's it, man. I mean,
I agree.
Do what's working. Just run that fucker up. And then in the fourth quarter, if you're up by 40, then okay, run the ball. But Jesus, man, don't leave it to chance. Not with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know?
That was too close for comfort, that's for sure. Glad we won, but that was not.
Well, the Raiders was too.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, it was even worse because we were behind. We were behind with the ball at the end. Instead, we were trying to hold on to a last minute, thing there at the end.
It was crazy. Crazy.
So anyway, everybody can see it. The other thing I wanted to ask for those who might want to answer it. So the Titans beat the Colts by 45-26 and are up a game in the division. Which one's a better team?
They are.
I think clearly the Titans after that shellacking.
Okay, just curious.
I'm going to leave the jury out because
the season's not over.
That's exactly right.
At the moment.
So here's what I would say. I actually looked after that game. I wanted to know what the schedules down the road were like, right? So the Colts play the Steelers. That's the one game that it's like, whoa, that's a tough game, right? The Titans, however, they play the Browns.
Yep.
That's not a gimme. I actually think the Browns are going to beat the Titans, and they play at the Packers.
No, they have a couple tough games.
Yeah, they do. So it'll be really interesting now that they've split to see who finishes, right? And right now, I just don't know because the Titans are so on and off. They'll come out and they'll have a great game, but how many did they lose in a row, right? And so can the Titans sustain the play that they did this weekend?
Yeah, the Colts.
I just don't know that they can.
I mean, that's what I got to say. They known for their defense.
They did. They had a bad game, John, but it doesn't mean they're a bad D. They've played really well.
No, agree.
Most of the time, they didn't play well this week.
They knew what they were going to do, which is run the ball with Derrick Henry, and they could not stop it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd say the first game, Tennessee didn't run the ball that well, and it was a different game.
Well, they were playing from behind. I mean, in the second half, they got behind, and then it was. Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, when you get behind, and that's what you got to do to Tennessee. You just got to take it out of their hands. You got to say, don't let them use Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Because again, he's not great at catching the ball out of the backfield. That's not his strength. I mean, he can do it, but he's a guy, hand it off and let him run. And,
hey, did you guys know? Sorry to interrupt. Did you know my buddy Kyle Allen's team, who's led by Alex Smith, is the division leader in the NFC East?
No, it's the Giants.
The Giants now.
No, the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants.
The Giants now.
They were.
Colt McCoy and the Giants.
Yeah.
Yes, they
The
were.
Giants pulled out. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen next week. Sorry, my bad. But, still.
Well, no, you were right. The Redskins, when they beat Dallas, they were in the lead.
Yeah,
but then the Giants won, and it was like, okay.
Who do you guys think wins that division at this point?
I don't know, dude.
Well, isn't God damn it.
It ain't Philly.
No, definitely not Philly.
It ain't Philly.
Come on, quarterback for the Giants. He's out this week, right?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
We got Colt McCoy in there.
Right. So
Colt McCoy,
interesting to see what happens.
Colt McCoy.
I'm going to go with Washington.
That's probably who I'm going to go with.
I think they get a better D.
That's it.
I like
their
D.
D.
Pretty good with Alex Smith.
But Alex,
again,
he'll win enough games to win the division. Now they'll get killed in the playoffs, but
the whole NFC East will get killed when it comes to playoffs.
Oh yeah, I love the fact that Alex Smith is doing that.
I do too.
I love to watch him be successful. I mean,
Antonio Gibson or whatever, the rookie running back had 3 touchdowns. I played against that motherfucker and another running back that scored 30-some points. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
somebody, some people that should not have just went lights out. 2 people scored 70-some points this week against my fantasy football team, and somehow I still won. And I'll get into it more here in a second. But
you think that's bad? I had Will Fuller score 35 points this week, and now he's suspended for the rest of the season.
Yep,
I saw that. Yeah.
So I'm like, thanks for that, Will. That was my present before you dicked me right in the ass.
So apparently that's why he did so well this season, because of his performance-enhancing drugs. Anyway, so
I don't know. There's a lot of them taking him. So
he got caught.
He got caught, and that's it.
Like I said, Joe closed one on me, so he's 3 down. Evan stayed even with me and lost 1 to Joe. So I could go 0-5, Ev. You could go 5-0, and you would only tie me.
Well, we're still within our reach.
That is possible. I will say that it is.
No, I don't think. Well, we haven't picked yet. We don't know actually.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So far, he hasn't picked completely against me. It's been
no. He has been going a little rogue though.
I need to.
So did you know this? So like I said, I won a game because I actually had one player playing, DK Metcalf, and I was playing against the Philly defense and Russell Wilson.
Yes.
I'm like, the only way I can win this game is if DK has a great game and scores enough, and Seahawks score enough points that Philly's defense sucks, but Russell doesn't score a lot of points. And that's exactly what happened, and I won by 1 point something points in NFL. And I even was like, if I lose NFL, you guys, the way it was working out, we were all going to be tied again at the top of the league. So I was like, it's not a big deal. But I was thrilled to see that win. So I went 3-0. But somebody who will remain bagless for some reason went 0-3 this week.
Joe did not wear a bag last time.
We got to buy.
I got to buy.
You get a bye, but you went 0-3, and I didn't even realize that till tonight. I knew you didn't have a great week, but Joe contributed to your shitty week by beating you in NFL after last week beating you in ESPN.
Yeah, I beat you by about 80 points, so that was fun.
Yeah,
I just destroyed
this
you.
Week?
This week.
In both weeks, actually.
156 to 80 something. Yeah.
I think Joe's got your number, my friend, because damn.
I'll see you in the playoffs.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we're all in the play. Well, look, I'm out of the playoffs when it comes to CBS.
Right. Yeah,
so
we should all be there.
I might be out on ESPN and CBS.
I don't know. What am I? 5 and 6, 6 and 6?
ESPN, I think you're 6 and 6.
6 and 6. I'm 500 finally.
Now 5 and 7, I think.
Yeah.
He's hurting.
Yeah.
He needs to get his shit together.
What are you in ESPN?
I am one game up on you, I believe. I'd have to go check, but I'm really sure I'm one game up on you. I'm like,
okay. I don't even know if we got a shot in ESPN.
If you were 6 and 6, oh yeah, I know I do because I'm in the top 6 teams. I was last week.
Go
and I
or
won
4?
Again.
4 go.
Only 4 go.
I mean, he's still got a chance to make.
Right.
Yeah.
Only 4 go in each
out of
league.
12 teams.
Yeah, only 4. Yep. Because you only play.
That doesn't make sense. I thought it was the first two.
No.
The first week, the top 2 teams had a bye. I guess I'm wrong. Okay.
Nope. You play the 2 teams play, and then you got the championship. There's only 2
well,
weeks.
then I might not make it. Then we'll see.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know what 7 and 6. There's some guys in ESPN with really good records.
Well, the number one team just lost to the worst team in the league.
I saw that.
Ben beat your brother. So
I saw that.
Nice. So that helped close the gap for me. And I was playing somebody that had a good record. No, I had playing my brother. Never mind. He did beat one of the better teams last week. He beat me once. Yes. He beat a better team, I think, last week, and he beat Ben. That was it. Yes. And he had a kind of a chance. He didn't close the gap in the end. So, yeah. So anyway. For the season, the gap gets wider. That was a 3-game wider. Right. Joe is closing on you, but
I won't come in last on both of them.
No, right. Joe still does have an overall losing record thanks to CBS, hurting him pretty bad. So this week,
CBS is just killing me, dude.
It's bad for all of us, dude. I did get the win, and I did okay this week, but it's just a terrible league.
I just couldn't. I just can't. Like, I change all my players out, but I mean, it just I can't get a win. And like, I'm scoring like 90 to 100 points. I mean, it's not like I'm scoring bad. I'm just every week I play somebody who scores, 120 or 130, and I'm like, all right, well, that is what it is, I guess.
Right. Since I'm still in the lead, and I did this ahead of time, I figured to save some time. I made my picks.
All right.
These are in order of when they play. So I heard you say you didn't like the Titans. You like the Browns. I think that's going to be a good game. I actually looked at the games this week, Joe, and I felt for you. I was like, this week doesn't really have a lot of great matchups. There's some okay ones. There's one I wish we would have had, which was Indy, Houston, just because we've been picking Indy so much. But I don't blame you. These games you have are as good as you can get for the week we have.
Yeah, I think Indy's going to fucking destroy Houston.
They should.
I mean,
that's why I wanted it on there. Because
Houston was better than Detroit.
So bad.
Yeah, but Detroit's
they are better. But their records weren't right. But
right.
Houston beat Detroit so badly that they lost their coach in the.
Dude, trust me, I know. I picked Houston. I was laughing at both of you because I'm like, I don't know why these assholes picked Detroit, but I mean, Deshaun Watson is so much better.
Well, yeah, and
Swift didn't play.
Swift didn't play again, and he's a pretty good running back. And I hate to say it, Adrian Peterson just isn't good enough anymore.
At this stage of his career.
He can't make up. DeAndre sure picked up this year. I got him on my fantasy team, and I've had to sit him 2 weeks in a row. Well, last week I didn't sit him because I didn't know I wasn't going to be able. Well, I did sit him, but
he scored a couple touchdowns last week, though, didn't he? In the Thanksgiving game.
Adrian?
Yeah.
No, I put him on my team. He didn't do shit. He scored like 5 points or something. It was terrible.
All right. Maybe he didn't. Okay.
Right. All right.
This week he didn't do shit.
I thought I would tell you this. I had to look this up because I was curious. So the top 4 teams in ESPN are Team Lehman, Deal Austin, Ohio. That would be my brother. Kyle Holds My Beer.
Oh,
that'd be me.
And Hartford CT Pat's Revenge.
That would be Evan's cousin.
Yeah.
That's our cousin.
So family and me.
All right. All right.
Family and friends. Sean Lehman's
Sean Lehman's my friend.
Your buddy.
Yeah. So, now he got beat this week. He's 8-3. So he's one game off my brother, and you guys are both 7-4. Nice. You and Pat's revenge.
Right. So it's still a battle.
So
for
yeah,
sure.
it's a battle. Yeah, because there's a bunch of close guys, dude. There's T. Martin. There's
Russell and
Wolford.
Flo.
There's Russell and Flo.
Yep, they're all right there waiting to get in.
Yeah, and so it's now I beat Pick.
And it was close. He almost had you.
113 to 114 because I didn't switch Andrews out because I thought he was fucking playing. Right. So I left him in, and of course I didn't
and then
have
you were
it.
Stuck by now.
I was stuck, right? And then I'm like, oh fuck! I hope Benny Snell scored me 12 fucking points.
I said I was rooting for you to lose.
Nice.
But you did pull it out. I was
by a point.
By a point. It was that close. Yep.
Yeah.
But you deserved it considering I won NFL by like a point and some change. And
yeah.
I shouldn't have. Honestly, when you got a wide receiver playing against a quarterback and a defense, you should not win. The only saving grace was the quarterback was on the other team than the defense, so he was fighting himself. Right.
Yeah, that sucked. I mean,
and the only touchdown that Russell Wilson threw, unfortunately, wasn't to DK Metcalf after he got him like down to the 2.
No, but DK Metcalf got
enough.
me 27 fucking
me too,
points.
Right, he had a
something.
ton of yards and 10 catches, and Russell only threw 1 touchdown, so that saved our ass. So it was nice.
All right, so I'm up.
Go to overtime.
So I'm gonna pick the Browns. I smell an upset brewing.
Good.
And maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't think. I mean, the Browns have been obviously they're 8-3. They've been doing a pretty good job.
Right. Well, and they get all
team.
their defensive players back. They get a corner, the safety, and Garrett is back this week.
Well, I hope they all get fucking COVID this week after we make our pick.
Well, they've already had COVID, so they're coming back for it.
What are you talking about? New England can get it multiple times.
Generally not that fast.
Doesn't matter, but the other players can get it, and then they can still put the whole team on.
They can, but those guys, they've played since then, and they've been quarantined, so they ain't going to get it from them.
Yeah, right.
Now, that's not to say they won't get it somewhere else, but I like the fact that they're coming back for sure.
What do you think, Ev?
I would love to pick the Browns, but
you ain't picking the Browns.
I just don't think I have it in me. I don't think I have it.
He used to be Mr. Browns, yeah.
I know, and
Mr.
the thing is, I
Baker.
like the Browns, but this feels like a week where they get humbled. Are they really as good as an 8-3 record? Let's be honest.
No,
well, I think
twice.
with their schedule, they are.
Well,
yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, they're an 8-3 team, but I don't know that the Titans are as good as their record is.
I don't think the Browns have shown me they're nearly on level with the Titans. I got to go.
I think the Titans, when they lose, haven't been as outstandingly bad as when the Browns got beat. The Browns have got destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. So
Titans have lost close game.
I agree. All right.
Well, I mean,
all right, Rams Cards. What do you guys think?
Cardinals.
I'm just so fucking mad at the Rams right now.
I am too. If they had
Cardinals,
if they had won,
Cardinals are not the team I thought they were. They keep losing to
that's it, man. That is just a bunch of.
I think it's a comeback for them this week.
Good. I'm glad you picked them.
You know what? I think I'm going to go the Rams. I just don't trust the Cardinals.
That's my problem too.
The
Rams,
they're just playing
when I
shitty.
haven't picked the Rams, they win. Now we didn't pick them last week, so it didn't matter.
We don't pick them very often, but
no. But when I didn't, I think they played. Fuck, I don't remember who they played, and they beat them. Tampa. Yeah, I think it was Tampa.
Yeah, they should have beat the.
After
fucking
I picked them the
Niners,
week
dude.
before. Yeah,
they came back and tied the fucking game. I got all my hopes up, and then it's like, really.
Ev, you're taking New England, I'm sure. So, by the way, I really don't want to take New England, even though I did, because the only other time I picked them, they fucked us, Evan, and I lost.
See, this feels like a game that everyone is going to say, oh, New England should win, but the Chargers have Justin Hebert, who's playing lights out, and
losing.
I think there's a good chance that New England actually loses this game. I'm
taking the Chargers.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I don't blame you, Joe.
I just don't. The Patriots are playing shitty, dude.
Yeah,
they may have won, but they got help from the other teams that they beat. I mean, they didn't do it because they're good.
So, Evan, you're on notice. God damn it, I'm not picking their asses again if they fuck me. I mean, it's okay when they fuck you, but when they fuck me and you in the same.
Dude, seriously, what I've picked here could go 0-3 easily.
Oh,
so I mean, I'm sitting on a dangerous 0-3.
You are completely opposite of Evan. Now, me and you have one that we're even on, but Evan and you are completely opposite.
Right.
All right, Broncos Chiefs. I think I know this one.
Yeah, come on, Chiefs.
Come on.
I mean,
however, Blake Bortles is their starting quarterback.
Who?
Broncos.
goes. Yeah.
I had heard that Locke might be back. No,
No, it's Blake Bortles. He's
All right.
starting.
well, he's a stud.
Well, now that's exciting.
Okay,
Well,
we're all the same on that one. So
Well,
Evan and I are
yeah.
two of the. No, Joe and I are two of the same. Evan and you are one.
Yeah.
We got one.
Hey, Bills Niners.
Hmm.
Fuck the Niners. Give me the Bills. Those assholes. Plus Mullins. Man, I think
Bills are a better team.
How
Come
did they
on.
beat? Oh, come on. So are the Rams, John.
I know.
So are the Rams. I mean, it's simple as that, and they just dicked.
What you think, Ev? You want to go opposites?
I kind of want to go rogue. I'm going to pick the Niners
You should.
just because they won last week. They shouldn't have won. Maybe they're picking up some stride here.
All right.
Let's go with the Niners. Let's go rogue. Pick
Okay.
against the AFC East.
I like it.
And yeah, you get 2 games different than me. So that gets us a nice little variety. So it's impossible, from what I see, for any one of you guys to catch me and pass me. Joe, I think
No.
maybe if you got 3 games different, you could catch me. 1, 2. No, you only got 2 games different. You can't.
Yeah.
Even if I lost them all.
Right.
All right. Well, that was good. What else we got, guys? There's a lot of different-
Parlays.
We got some
Oh,
parlays.
we got parlays.
We got some
Oh,
parlays.
I didn't cover that. Did I go too fast for the parlays?
I don't
We
know.
sucked. I did.
Yeah, you
I went
missed
too
them.
fast. I'll share this real quick and then we'll move on. We all sucked.
Yeah, we did.
Let's see. One. Sorry.
I mean, we did the Thanksgiving game.
Oh, I know why I missed it. Here's what happened. Last week I hid the slides because we didn't have any parlay picks. And I wasn't sharing my screen, was I? So you didn't see it anyway.
Well, no, we did parlay picks. We just did Turkey Day games.
Yeah.
No, the week before. Sorry. What I
Oh.
meant to say is the week before. I got to share my fucking screen. I'm really struggling here.
That's okay.
What I had done in the slideshow was just hide the slides, so I actually didn't see them because I tried to click on them, but it was the previous week when I just did the slideshow, we didn't have them. So
Got you.
this current week we just did Turkey Day games, which ended up being Pittsburgh on Wednesday earlier today. By the way, for those that don't know, we're doing the show a couple hours after the game. And Evan Joe went 2-1. This difference was the first game, Detroit and Houston, we talked about earlier. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. So they kind of gave each other one. They both like Washington. I picked fucking Detroit and Dallas, but got it on Pittsburgh. So
Loser.
I know. At least I
Well-
didn't go in 3. I feel good because
Yeah.
for the season, technically Evan and I are the only ones that have went 3-0 so far.
Oh, man,
Joe-
I know. I
Joe
just
did
can't
go
get one.
2 and 0-1, but he didn't get us 3-0.
I did. I got paid on that one.
You
You
did.
did. Hey, it counts.
That was
But
good.
you didn't get 3-0. So.
No. Well, I hit a bunch of 14 pointers. Of course, I just gave all the money back,
away.
but
You just gave it all away. That's the way that works,
fucking Raiders.
right? So, so our parlays for this week. Oh shit!
yeah.
I didn't even.
I
prep
got some
any.
games in front of me, so I mean, if
I gotta.
you
I'll
want
go
me to
look. So go
start.
ahead and start. Go ahead and start.
Yeah, please.
First one I'm taking Indianapolis and Houston. I have Indianapolis minus 2.5. Seems like a pretty safe pick if you ask me. I think Indianapolis destroys Houston. So whether it's I saw minus 2.5, maybe it's minus 3 in your guys' thing, whatever. I'll take it.
I actually have minus 3.5.
I show
I'll
3.5 as
Still
well.
take that. That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
But boy, that sucks because that's
that half point.
like the Baltimore Pittsburgh game. That was a half.
Yeah,
point
thank you.
there.
Yeah, that half point, man. I just hate. I mean, they just dick you, especially if it's a 3.5 or a 4.5.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You know, or a 10.5. I mean, just an ass kicker. All right, go ahead, Ev.
What
All
else
right.
you got, Ev?
I am taking New Orleans versus Atlanta. New Orleans is minus 3. Or I saw minus 3. Maybe it's different on your guys'. I'm
I
taking
see
New Orleans.
2.5. So
I've got minus 2.5.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll take the 2.5. All right.
all day long. Yeah.
Taysom Hill's playing well. They look like a good team, even without Drew Brees.
I don't
so-
know. Atlanta destroyed Las Vegas.
Yeah, that would be my only concern. Or how high are they going to be flying coming off of that?
Yeah,
They suck. Good
well,
pick.
they're not that.
They
they're
do
not
suck.
that good.
I just Taysom Hill. I haven't really watched him, so I don't.
He's
know.
looked all right.
I mean, they've
He
won.
runs like a fucking stud. That's all.
Alvin Kamara didn't.
He's
do
not a
dick
great
in
co-
this
he's not-
last week. So
That's because Taysom's taken a lot of the carries away. To be honest,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sure.
a big boy. He runs with a purpose.
and my last game. This is going to be a little bit of a probably be alone on this one. I'm taking Washington versus Pittsburgh. Washington plus 10. I don't know what you guys see on there, but
Mine says spread unavailable, so I'll trust
Spread,
it.
mine is spread unavailable
If
too.
you want Washington,
I saw plus 10, so
plus 10, I'll let you have
Yeah.
it. I'll
I think
give that
Alex
one to
Smith keeps it a game. Pittsburgh
Oh.
isn't really blowing people out right now, it seems. So, the exception of a couple weeks ago, but I don't know. I think Alex Smith makes a game of it.
That's not a bad pick because I like Washington's defense.
Their defense
Yeah.
has been playing pretty good.
I mean, I
offense
really
is
do.
okay. We'll see how they do against Pittsburgh D.
That's a
That'll be-
lot of points.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 5:00 Eastern game. Oh, on Monday. That's that early Monday night.
That's the
game.
early
Yeah.
game.
That is weird. Yeah.
I think they moved it from Sunday to Monday because
They did. They
Pittsburgh
give
just played.
obviously. Did you see that? They did that. Pittsburgh gets one less day than Baltimore. Baltimore gets a game on Tuesday.
Yeah, I
Pittsburgh
know.
has to play on Monday. I'm like, but they both played on Wednesday.
That's basically a fuck you for winning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Even though they hadn't won yet, they already fucked.
Right.
All right, Joe, you want to make picks or you want me to go for it?
Go ahead.
All right, I got to look at. I'm going to take Buffalo. I see -1, so I'm going to take Buffalo over San Fran.
Well, I have that one too, so put me down for that one, would you?
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do.
That was a bad fight. That was the first game I saw that I'm like,
Oh, it was in front
I
of me
gotta
right
take
here, and
that.
I hadn't figured
for
any out. And I saw it, and I was like,
-1. I'm like, okay.
woo.
Unless you think San Francisco's going to win, and that could be another one
gonna
that fucks me.
I'm going to take Kansas City -14 versus Denver. I know you won't, but I'm.
No.
taking it.
I'm
Last
not.
time I took that big spread, I think I
uh,
took Kansas City versus Denver the last time, and I got it. So I'm going to do it again.
Okay. All right.
Don't blame me on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who else do we got here?
Give me Las Vegas -8
Oh, you're taking all right.
Versus who they play
against the Jets, dude. If they can't beat the
Oh.
Jets by 8, there's a problem.
but they couldn't beat
They
Atlanta.
couldn't.
But
Not only-
Atlanta's a
Um,
lot better than the Jets. The
Oh,
Jets
that's
are
so bad.
fucking horrible. They're the worst team in the league.
I have taken the Pack
Okay.
-8.5 over Philly.
Yeah,
That's
Philly's
a good one.
bad.
Yeah,
Philly
Philly
is-
is awful.
They're fucking horrible. Jesus.
You think the Peterson gets the can at the end of the year, or Wentz gets benched? Either of the two.
Nah, Peterson won't. He won him a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wentz, it depends.
I was pretty excited because
Jalen
Hurts,
Hurt comes
he
in.
got
I
to
mean,
carry the ball, or he got to throw the ball like
I saw
twice,
that.
and he got a false start. I mean, that wasn't even his fault. I was like, yes, because if you remember, I actually predicted him to make an impact this year, and
You
so
did.
far it's not. I mean, he has not been a quarterback. He's been
I
in
mean,
the
it's
game.
not really an impact, but he's played.
No, right.
I mean, I didn't even think he would play. I was like, unless we said if Wentz gets hurt because he's
Right.
made of glass, and
Right.
actually he's still playing.
He's
so,
hung in there.
which is a
How do you
shocker
get
to
hurt?
me.
No, he's actually ran the ball a couple good times. And I'm talking about Wentz, unfortunately, and not got hurt. But man, that team is terrible. So,
Yeah.
Joe, who do you like for your last game?
My third team. Yep, I was just looking up here. Man, this is a shitty week of football.
It's really a bad week.
It just really
not
is
tough.
it's a shitter. You know what? I think I'm going to take New Orleans -2.5.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, hop on the Taysom Hill bandwagon with me.
Hey, why not?
I wish they'd have
Like I
left
said-
him a tight end in fantasy football because I really had it going on there.
Yeah, he was a tight end
Actually-
the first week he started.
Right, I actually
wasn't
benched him this week in our ESPN league and picked up Fitzmagic and got a whole extra point out of it.
Oh yeah, nice.
I guess I could have stuck with Taysom because
I need to drop
won by more
Cam
than a point,
Newton,
but at least I didn't get
so.
fucked. Yeah, you do.
I need to
Right
drop
behind.
Derek Carr. I just picked him up to fuck Evan.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah.
Well, of a week
Yeah.
that you should have played him, it was that week. But
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
God you didn't
no.
play him this current week.
Oh,
You've really
fuck no.
been Stop.
Hell no, dude. I had Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's like no. Mahomes was on fucking fire this week, man. I'm telling you, he was. And dude, seriously, I just have to say, when a receiver can catch the ball, turn around and run, stop at the goal line, turn around, do a backflip, and still not have any defenders in the TV screen.
That was so awesome.
That is bad coverage. That's not just you getting burnt. Somebody just completely fucked that up.
That
Because-
was so great.
He literally had to stop, turn around, and then do the backflip, which he did not nail, by the way. And then he got down on his
close.
knees,
He
and
did
he's
it a
like,
lot better than I would have.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I'd have landed flat on my back.
On your back. Yeah, you wouldn't have even got over. It's like, is he going to fall on his head? No. He didn't even get that
He didn't
far.
make his head. Like, my head, because it would have been leaned back when it touched first, but it would have really been my back that...
Yeah.
It would have been like this.
Yeah, it'd been like, and then he'd have been like, his end to it would have been laying on his back.
And knowing my luck, I'd have done that. The ball wouldn't have crossed the front plane. I'd have hit the ground. It would have popped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Touchback. Fucking Rams. Touchback. What? Are you nuts? I'll tell you what, boys. I'll tell you what. Did anybody see, was that this last weekend? Who the fuck was it? Or maybe that was the weekend before. You guys remember DK Metcalf running down Buda Baker? There was another receiver.
Yeah.
Right, but there was another receiver that ran a guy down.
Oh, was there?
I don't know.
I
I don't think I saw it.
Oh man, who the fuck?
You would
was
have thought too. It would have been a highlight, but I.
Oh yeah. I mean, he ran him down and kept him
because
from
it's
scoring a touchdown.
Maybe because it's not DK Metcalf, they're not putting it all over the highlight.
Maybe it wasn't for 90 yards.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was almost. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
long. Like he was
Yeah.
going to score, and the guy ran him down.
I will say, I saw an article. People are starting to talk about DK Metcalf as the next like Randy Moss type receiver, and
Well,
not to pump the brakes. I mean, he's a good receiver, but he's only in his second year, and I think it might be a little early for those articles. You never know what's going to happen to a receiver.
you know, I like DK Metcalf. What worries me when people start talking like that is people get Des Bryant head.
Yeah.
And when that he's still in the league, but he sucks. I mean, he as soon as he got all the pub, he got paid, he just went to shit. And I hope that doesn't happen to DK Metcalf.
Yep.
But let me tell you one thing in the NFL that's got me a little on edge right now, and that's the Baltimore Ravens.
They might not even make the playoffs.
That's what I mean. We were talking so much at the beginning of the season about how they're going to run away with this division, and they may not even make the play. I mean, that is a legitimate statement, Evan. And it's like, what is going on?
Well, there's a couple teams like that.
Now they've got a tough
New England
schedule.
The Ravens are on a whole
Patriots.
nother level, though.
Arizona.
Yeah. No, John, you're
Arizona.
right. You're right. We did talk about them, but
the
what I'm
Ravens-
talking
right.
about
Ravens
is we
are
said they are going to run away with it. Like they could get the number 1 seed. They're that good.
And they're
The
not.
Cardinals, we said yes.
They were a dark horse for.
If
a few-
anything, they're playing
yeah.
more up to expectation. The Cardinals are. if
yeah.
anything.
Well,
I think so.
sure,
Well,
but they
minus
started
the
out
last
strong.
2 weeks.
Right.
Right. They started real
they're-
strong and they
I'm really worried at where their progression is going because they seem to be going backwards. And Kyler Murray, he's not playing well. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know that, or not playing as well as he did previously.
But at the same time, they weren't expected to win the division in most people's
No.
eyes.
no,
so if
no,
any-
in anybody's eyes,
I mean,
don't
I
think.
said they were a dark. I think maybe I picked them. I don't remember.
You picked them,
Yeah,
but
you
it was a
picked them,
dark
but-
horse, just
Right.
like I picked
Well,
Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so, it was one of those. Matter of fact, I picked a bunch of fucking teams that weren't expected to even have a chance at the division, but you just never know. And this season's been so fucking weird with COVID. And I'm telling you, COVID has made a difference.
Oh, sure.
I mean, the Ravens have really been hurt by it. Pittsburgh, though, they're undefeated and they've really been affected by it. So,
yeah, I would say not as noticeable. They've been hit.
Even
But
with
well,
they
they've
haven't
been
been hit as bad.
playing the teams that have been hit with COVID.
No, that's
so
the worst
they've
part of
had
it.
the
They've been-
delays.
right. They
in
obviously
that.
had some this week, but they more had opponents that have been hit with it.
Right.
They got their schedule fucked up because of it.
Right.
Absolutely. So on a similar note, but let's go back to the NFC West.
Yeah.
How about a division that either the team has no offense or they have, in my opinion, no defense? Because no team out there, I think, has both of them. And I don't think anybody in that division is going to go anywhere in the playoffs.
I would agree with you.
I mean, we thought Seattle was going to be good. They don't have a D. They're not going anywhere.
Dude, I thought the last couple weeks the Rams did. Their defense was playing
Their-
great.
their
Golf
defense
was
has been good.
fucking.
But when they
Their-
come
their
down
offense
to
was
it, their
pretty good.
offense is
Their offense isn't good enough. No,
They're not
not
good enough. They're not good enough.
enough.
But
the
they're
closest
there
to
for a
both,
while.
but I don't think
I
they're
was
the
going to
team.
say, if I had to pick a team that was probably the most balanced in the West, it would be the Rams.
I would agree with you.
I would say the
Followed by
Seahawks have the
Arizona.
best offense.
Yes. Oh,
By far.
clearly.
They have the
By
best
far.
offense, especially when
And
Carson
the
is
worst
playing.
defense.
But they have the worst fucking defense. The Cardinals, man, they're so up and down on both sides of the
Right.
ball. You just never know what you're going to get. And then the 49ers, man, listen, injuries have just killed them.
That
I
we're
mean,
not shocked.
really.
Maybe a Super Bowl hangover, letdown.
I mean,
Whatever.
yeah,
Well, we talked
Mick and
about
all
that.
were saying we didn't think they were going to make it this year, and
Right.
they have been hit hard by
Injury.
injuries.
I mean,
but that's the way it goes.
big.
But at the
They
same
just-
time,
just not
Garoppolo
doing
wasn't playing well when he was in there.
No.
That's
So
right. That's
they
right.
had that I think the regression was coming for them either way. And they
Yeah.
haven't. I mean, they're still what 5-6. Like that's not awful.
No,
I mean,
and that
no.
division's
Still
still wide
looked
open.
okay.
Unfortunately, that
No,
division
at 10
could
and
go to
6,
anybody.
they go to the playoffs.
Right. Any team in that division could win it because they're
Yeah.
all those teams they were all tied just last week, and then this week happened. I mean,
Yep.
Arizona lost, San Fran and Seattle won, and the Rams lost. So it's now two teams are essentially tied, and two teams
Yeah.
are one game behind them. I mean,
I'll
that's
tell you
too
what,
close.
if Seattle can figure out a way to play some defense,
Right, they had moments last week. This last week,
They did.
had moments of looking like they could play defense.
they also played Philadelphia, which
That's why.
you're right. So I think if they can figure out a way by playoff time to play halfway decent defense, they'll go away in the playoffs. I don't know that they'll win it all, but I think
that's
they'll
a
make
big
some,
ask. That's a
they'll-
big
they'll-
ask to
they'll
just
make some
ask a
noise.
team to start playing defense.
Right, they need to
That's-
just slow down. They need to slow down the other
It's-
team's offense.
it's
a
either
little,
that-
and they need to run the ball a lot to control the game.
or go home.
Yeah,
So
they're
I
going
mean,
home.
you it's one or the other.
I
It's
just
like
don't
you
think
either
they. I
play
don't
or
think they
don't.
have the personnel.
No,
I don't think they have the
Um,
players to get it done.
They
I mean-
might only win one game, and that's if they play somebody from their own
Maybe.
division in the first round.
Or
Maybe.
unless they play the NFC East.
Maybe now
or
I
them,
will
or them, yeah, or that.
right.
That's the other one they can
Now,
beat.
I will tell you this: one team that scares the shit out of me if they get into the playoffs is the Raiders. And I'll tell because
agree.
for some reason our team and it's just a selfish reason because I think that any other team would kill the Raiders in the playoffs.
I don't know if
But-
they killed them.
Hey,
but-
New England killed them.
After this last week, I'm not sold. But for some reason, they have Casey's number. They play him twice a year.
It
Gruden
would be
just
really odd
knows
for them
Andy
to have a
Reid.
matchup against us in the first round, and to get past that would be tough for them.
No, they wouldn't play us in the first round.
Right.
No, they
so
would.
they'd have
If the Raiders were to get the last wild card spot
and we were to get to
the
second,
Chiefs had the number 2 seed, they would play each other,
yeah,
They
they
would
would.
play each other. Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what it
But
would
it's not.
possibly shape
It
up
could.
to.
It could.
Yeah.
It
Because
could.
if the Raiders
Absolutely.
sneak
Just
in, they get
goddamn
that.
Steelers
They
might
get
not
that
lose
last.
a game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Indy could give them a run.
Oh no,
Cool.
I think
I think.
Raiders,
I
the
think.
Steelers.
Yeah. I mean,
I think the Steelers had like two games left that were potentially losses, but
could be losses. Yeah.
they could also very easily win those. Not easily.
They could.
They should win them just based on what
I
we
do think the Steelers will lose a game. I don't think they finish.
I want them to, but if they don't, I think that's better for the Chiefs because then the Steelers are going to take that loss in the playoffs.
I could see the Steelers, depending on who they play, lose after the bye week. If they get
you
the
mean-
if they were
if
to
they get the first round bye.
if they were to match up against, let's say, the Titans in the second round,
Yeah.
or the Colts,
Right?
And-
They
Now-
both put-
There used to be the first and second seed got to buy in.
only just the first now.
yeah, but now not
Right.
now because of the
It
extra team.
used to be both teams got to buy.
Right.
Right.
But that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was the old way. I kind of
Yeah,
like
well, yeah, because you're in
first
the
and
second seed.
Right.
Well, I am now.
No, right. Well, it's just win, and them lose.
But
and
Kansas
it's
City
okay.
was in the second seed last year, and they got home playoffs throughout because the other team lost.
Well, right,
Well,
exactly.
because Tennessee beat New England, and Tennessee was a wild card. team.
Exactly.
Somebody beat Baltimore. That's why we played
Tennessee
the
beat
AFC
Baltimore.
championship.
Tennessee, well,
Okay,
that
yeah,
too.
and then they had
that
to come
too,
to
and then
Kansas
Tennessee
City.
beat Baltimore. But I think it was the New England game that actually iced us getting the bye the first round.
In week 17. Because
Oh,
the Patriots lost to
Yeah,
the
somebody.
Dolphin.
We were.
the-
I remember watching the Chiefs game, and the announcers were watching both games and telling us what was happening.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the Patriots were in line to get the bye, and then they blew it in Week 17. That was
Right.
it. The tires fell off the bandwagon.
They fell off. Yep. Yep.
Made me happy. I was good with it.
I was kind of
Yeah.
happy with it too.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys were.
Oh, hell yeah. It ended up really well for us. So,
To say the least.
just yeah, to say the very least, let me tell you.
The Titans did us a lot of favors in that playoff run. I mean, I hate to say it, but they beat Baltimore and New England. And
Yeah.
just took a couple. They were a tough team to play themselves, but I
To
think
be
they
fair, New England probably would not have given you any
Chiefs-
problems in the playoffs
right,
last
right.
year.
No, I
if you had
kind of
to
wanted to
face
play
them.
him. I wanted to go back against him and
Yeah,
teach him a lesson for the
I'm
previous
sure.
year, to be honest.
That would have been fun.
But I don't ever like that matchup. Nobody does. It's just it makes you
No, well, and even against Tampa Bay, I mean, you didn't want to go in there. But man, I'll tell you what, Brady's face, man, was fucking priceless. He was just pissed off.
Oh yeah, it was great. Week 14, it's Pittsburgh and the Bills.
Okay, I was going to say, I
could be a good
know they play somebody. That's what it was. It was
That
the
could be a
Bills.
good one.
I'm like, they're
is that in
they're
Buffalo?
Yes.
yes.
And I'm looking some more just to see who else is going to show up.
That will definitely be a picked game. Somebody will pick that game.
And then it's in the Bengals after that, so that's nobody. Let's see. Week 16.
I wouldn't have said that except for they beat the shit out of Cincinnati with Joe Burrow.
Oh
Yeah.
Colts. Then they play the Colts in
The
They
Colts.
do play
in
Indianapolis.
week 16.
Yes.
So they get a couple games that they could lose.
You know, I think
Yes.
they may lose one of those games. Maybe
would
think
they
both
would.
of them, but
Now the question is,
Then they play the Browns at the end, and the Browns,
That's
they
a tough
destroyed
game.
them the last time.
that's still a
could be
tough game.
Could be a tough game. Yeah, in Cleveland.
if they, see, I mean, there's a lot of games that Pittsburgh still has to get,
Yeah.
Here's a question: if they lose a game and they both end up 15-1, who gets the bye?
I believe it would go to the strength of like the schedule they played. I believe.
I think that goes.
Oh, well, that would go us. I mean, we've had a lot tougher schedule.
I would double check on that. Don't quote me on that because they haven't played each other, so there's no head-to-head matchup.
There's no
It
head.
would either be strength
Or
of
would-
schedule or
is
maybe-
it more AFC, NFC wins, or more AFC wins, more conference wins?
I think you got to play head-to-head. Best one-loss tied percentage in games within the conference.
within
so
the
it's
conference. There you go. Yeah,
And
so
one-loss tied
AFC
in common games. So
Yep.
we lost in our conference, and if they lose, it's going to be
in their conference.
Yeah. It looks like that's.
So
what we
then,
would-
so what does it go to then? Because we would
Then-
both have one AFC loss.
best win-loss in common games, minimum of 4 people they played.
So that's strength of schedule.
No,
Essentially.
no, because that's coming later. This is common games, minimum of 4. So if they both played the same other teams, like Baltimore, blah 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 blah, they would use that. Let's say they didn't play 4 of the same teams.
I don't know that they did.
I'm thinking about that myself. I'm like,
I don't.
they both play Baltimore. I think Chiefs played Baltimore this year?
Yeah, they did. We beat them.
Yeah, right. But they played them
Yes.
twice.
I
We're
can't
not
think
playing.
of it.
I don't think we played anybody else. I mean, I'm trying to figure out a team we played.
Hold on, I'm looking at the Chiefs' schedule this year to see who we played. Texans, Chargers, Ravens, Patriots, Raiders, Bills,
gonna look-
Broncos.
Well, there's the
Yeah,
Bills.
Pittsburgh.
Steelers are
Jet-
playing the Bills.
Yep, they're playing the Bills. Did the Steelers play the Jets?
Yeah, they beat the Jets.
We played the Jets.
Okay.
Broncos.
Wait, did they play the Jets?
Raiders?
Yeah, they
So
played the Jets.
Texans.
Texans. Yep.
Okay. Ravens.
Yep.
Who else did you say?
The Raiders, Patriots, Bills, Broncos.
They're going to play the Bills.
Yep. So that's
Okay, get
3.
Yeah. Browns, Bengals, Jags, Washington, Colts, Cowboys.
Dolphins,
Titans,
Chargers.
No,
Eagles,
no.
Broncos.
No.
They played the Broncos and they beat them.
Yeah,
Okay,
and we
so
did
that's
too.
four.
So we both be 4-0.
Right, but we
So-
destroyed them. We destroyed them way more.
Yeah, but it goes.
So
by the
does
record.
does does a
By record.
record, not points?
No. It says
It goes by points?
Oh, no, it is record. 1 loss, tied.
Yes.
Then in common games.
Yes.
Then
So we
strength
would
of
both be 4-0.
Right. Then strength of victory. And I believe that is points. Strength of victory. What the fuck is strength of victory?
Of those 4 games? All right, well, I'm looking at them, John. Let's do this. So Broncos, the Chiefs beat the Broncos 43-16.
26-21.
All right, then what do we got to go to? Oh, the Bills,
Texans?
which they haven't played,
Okay, how about Texans?
26-17.
Right.
Texans, we beat 34-20.
They beat 28-21. So that's 2 games we've outscored them.
Right.
I think the Chiefs have it in terms of
And what about the Ravens?
points.
Oh, 19-7.
28-24, and this last one by 5. So 4 and 5.
So 34-20.
19, yes, or 14. So right now we're destroying them on what's strength of, I'm going to look up strength of victory because I'm sure that's what that is.
It has to be.
You guys realize that after we play the Broncos this weekend, we go to fucking Miami?
Ooh,
I don't like that at all.
So strength of victory is
That'll be a good one.
the combined 1 lost tied percentage of all the teams that a club has beat.
So
it's kind of like strength of schedule, but that's the combined 1 lost tied percentage of all the teams that the club has played against. So victory is the teams you've beat.
Okay, so it's basically what's the strength of the teams that you've beaten.
Right. If they're win-loss.
I mean, I'd say it's pretty close to even.
Man, it's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
You know what? I don't think.
I'm telling you what, man. I don't know.
Then after that, it's strength of schedule. The next thing that happens is strength of schedule.
Yeah. Dude. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, how are you looking at Pittsburgh's schedule right now?
Yeah.
What are their last 4 games?
It is.
Say we have Baltimore,
Washington. That's coming up now.
Okay, yeah, but the last 4.
Oh, after that, Bills.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Bengals.
Okay.
Yep.
Colts.
Yep.
Browns.
Okay, so the Chiefs have the Dolphins. They're at the Dolphins, at the Saints.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yep.
Two of them have good records right now.
The Falcons at home, and then the Chargers at home to end it.
Yeah. So we have 2 week games. Really, if you look at it, I mean, they play Washington and Bengals that have shitty records, but they're playing the Bills, the Colts, and the Browns all have good records.
You both teams have games that are, they could lose.
Right. They played the Bengals twice though, and the Jags once, and the Cowboys once. Those teams all, and the Eagles once. Those teams all are shitty.
Losing records. Yep.
Like some of the worst strength of schedule.
So let me see. Texans have a losing record. Chargers have a losing record.
But we played them both. We both played Texans, so that one you can kind of nix.
Ravens. Okay. Right. Patriots. Do they have a winning record? Or are they losing
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
But,
okay.
But still better than Washington or the Bengals.
The Raiders we played twice. They're 6 and 4. The Bills. They're 8 and 3. The Broncos, Jets both suck. The Panthers have a winning record. The Raiders have a winning record. The Buccaneers have a winning record. Broncos don't. Dolphins do. Saints do. Falcons don't. Chargers don't. So it's gonna be close.
It'll be tight. Let's just have them lose against Indy and
Buffalo,
that
would be nice.
And Buffalo, and we don't care.
Yeah.
Long we don't lose against
I was
the
gonna
Saints.
say, but then you got to win out.
Right. We can't lose against the Saints, and you said somebody else that was going to be a tough game.
Miami.
Tough, but Miami could be a tough game.
Miami could. I mean, Tua, you never know. Of course, he didn't play this week. They said he was going to, but they said he's still hurt. Yeah, he's still hurt. So
yeah,
they're easing him back. Well, if you can win with Fitz, why not play him?
Well, why'd they bench him then?
Because he ain't going to win because he threw an interception in the end zone.
But they won.
That was not that game. That's exactly
the game after the game that he got benched right after they won. And
but the game he came in relief of Tua, he threw an interception at the end of the game. That was kind of their point.
It was a tough spot.
Right.
Hey, that's like saying who is the guy that played for Baltimore today? The third string, not RG3.
McSorley.
Yeah.
That's like benching him for not winning the game. I mean,
Yeah, well, dude, he's their third string. They don't have another quarterback unless they want to play a receiver.
No, I mean next
Like
week.
the
Hey, we're not
Broncos.
going to play you. 'cause
Denver,
you did,
Denver
I'm just saying
fucking
they're
did that.
going to say we're not going to play you next week because you did so poorly when we put you in with a, you were down in a tough
Right.
spot.
They don't have a choice.
You didn't pull it out. No, they can play our
right,
game.
but
Here's the question.
we expect that from Fitzmagic though. He's been in this league about
Right.
100 years. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's the next coming of Vinny Testaverde. I mean, this son of a bitch, he's been playing football.
Hey,
since,
maybe he'll be on the Patriots next year. Bring a little Fitzmagic to New England.
Go. We
You
hope
know
he
what?
does.
I
Play
would.
for every other AFC East team.
I'm a big proponent of that. Yeah,
too.
hell, I think they should take it, man.
I hadn't thought of that. I'm all for it. Why not?
Where's Jared Stidham now, bitches?
You'd be doing better than Cam Newton, I'll tell you that.
Jared Stidham's going to Denver.
Jared Stidham's going to the XFL. Are you kidding me? Who's going to pick him up?
I want him to go to Denver because he sucks so bad that I want him to play for a shitty team. But
he can be Cam's backup in Denver.
yeah, no shit, right?
They can both head on over there.
shit.
Why don't you take Brian Hoyer while you're at it too?
No, you can keep Brian Hoyer. What a piece of turd he is. Hell, dude, Chad Henne, our backup, is better than your starter.
Hey, you don't need to rub it in.
I'm just saying. Plus, what is up with Cam's hair? I mean, Jesus, if you're going to be bad at football, at least do something with your hair.
You can get away with having that kind of hair when you're good.
Yeah.
Right, but when you're bad, and then you add tears. I swear he was crying. And I'm like, seriously, dude, this is the NFL. Wipe that shit.
And you won the game.
Right? You don't wipe that shit. I mean, you're just
It's because he realizes he is not an NFL starting caliber quarterback and he is not going to get paid again.
Yeah, he's
just
not.
not. That was the realization moment.
That's probably true because there ain't nobody going to give him big money. There might be somebody sign him, but he ain't.
As a backup,
big money days are gone.
He's not going to be a starter next year.
Yeah, if he was smart,
unless New England's that hard up,
like
they don't know how to draft, they don't know how to get anybody else.
The only way Cam Newton starts next year is if he comes back to New England and the Patriots draft a quarterback as a long-term replacement, and they don't feel that quarterback they drafted is ready. That's the only way.
They pick him in the same round that they got your kicker that you let go of this year.
Yeah, Mr. Aurora Waz or whatever his name is.
Okay, Evan, I have to say that I was right and you were wrong.
On what?
Okay. I said I think it would have been more advantageous for the Patriots to go with Jameis Winston, and you said no, Cam Newton is better. I believe that I was right.
There's no evidence to support
There's no
this.
evidence.
Who cares? There is evidence. Cam Newton sucks. He scored 3 fantasy points this week. Trust me, I know. I played against his ass. It was great.
What I mean by that is you don't really have any evidence to support.
How
do you know Jameis Winston doesn't come in and throw?
Because he got contacts.
He got LASIK.
But he hasn't really played.
He didn't get contacts. Better than
he got LASIK.
He was the backup for Breeze, and when Breeze actually went down for good, he didn't back him up.
I don't understand that. Why not give him a shot?
Taysom Hill's playing well.
They actually did say they wanted to figure out if Taysom Hill was a future.
Was the guy?
He's like 31 years old.
Said.
How can he be the future?
Yeah, I see. I agree with that. And he doesn't have the gun that Jameis Winston has. He can run. Yeah, well, he can run. He's a strong kid.
He's a big boy. He cannot throw that well, but he throws okay.
No, he's
a threat. He's a better threat both ways.
But
he's
in
a smarter
the NFL,
player.
But in the NFL, you've got to be able to throw.
I know.
And Lamar Jackson, I think, is really finding this out. I think he's going to have a tough time. And
RG3,
same thing,
same problem.
Yeah, I mean, you just this whole running quarterback thing. It's a novelty, but listen, when you've got a linebacker who runs a 4.4 40 and can cover sideline to sideline and hit you like a Mack fucking truck, hey man, you ain't gonna last very long. Running backs don't
able
last.
To be like Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
He can throw, but he can run when he needs to.
But he goes down too.
He's a shifty little motherfucker.
He doesn't take.
Not too many people get a clean shot on Russell Wilson.
No,
right.
It just doesn't happen.
He goes down. Patrick Mahomes, same way. He's like, no.
Yeah, they take
and if he feels pressure and they're there, he just goes down. He's like, nope. No, unlike Ben fucking Roethlisberger, where you grab him with a fucking chain and a tractor, and that motherfucker breaks out of that shit,
Every
and then
time.
But he still doesn't run. He just stands there and throws the ball.
He'll run out. He'll run out and then chuck the ball.
Anymore, it's not even running. He kind
He
of
lumbers.
shambles. He lumbers. He shambles out.
He meanders.
Did you see him? Did you see him move much today? He didn't move much, man.
I didn't see any of the game. They told me it was on. It was fourth quarter.
But he didn't. Like the pocket starts breaking down, and he just like goes.
Yeah,
I'm getting rid of the ball.
No, I was like, son of a bitch, because I wanted to watch some of that game. I was like,
actually,
hey.
What he did tonight, Joe, that you missed is he already was one of the guys. I think he was leading the league and the fastest to release the ball at 2.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Today, he was averaging 2.1 seconds.
Holy fuck.
He was getting rid of the ball so quick.
I
don't know how it ended at the very end of the game, but like around halftime, they were talking about it. And it was like hike. They hardly ran the ball today.
Yeah.
They just chucked the ball.
Well, Benny
short
Snell,
passes, obviously. He ran a couple times, but when they needed him to. But for the most part, it was really short, quick passes.
Yeah.
And he was getting quick.
Thank God I picked up Benny Snell because it's how I beat Pick. Otherwise, because I noticed that Connor was out. Yeah, I barely. But I didn't notice Andrews was out. I didn't until it was over, and I'm like, fuck, he got 0 points. I'm like, oh, damn, he was out. I'm like, oops.
Yep.
He could have killed me, but we'll see, boys. It's going to be an interesting week of football.
It will.
Yeah.
I wish there were more good games on. There's only, in my opinion, only a couple really.
It's shitty. And you know what? Kansas City is a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
That makes me happy because I get to see it. For sure.
Broncos.
I'm guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
And
right.
while it's not going to be a great game, I love watching us destroy the Broncos, just like I prefer to watch us destroying Las Vegas, but it didn't happen that way this year.
I hope we destroy the Broncos.
I think the Broncos are still going to be struggling from their woes in the quarterback position.
Yeah.
I hope we just beat the tar out of them.
And their running backs, aren't amazing.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a beatdown so bad. Chad Henne comes in the second quarter.
Second quarter.
The last time we played him, we beat him really badly, and
I know
Henning didn't come in.
No, at all. No.
But that would be pretty bad. It would be like, I don't know, Mahomes hits the single game record in the first quarter, and so did Tyreek Hill.
Seven touchdowns in the first quarter to Tyreek Hill. He scored 164 points in fantasy.
Right. They got
and Evan still loses.
657.
And Evan happened to be playing him this week, and he scored 163 points.
Evan's only player that scored any points was Tyreek Hill.
I know.
That would have been
right. Everybody else had COVID.
Oh, here's who
at the last second.
Yeah, the guy that I beat in the NFL now, I just thought of that as you were talking. The guy, in kind of the way it worked for him, he had Derrick Henry, who scored 38.5 points, and he had Antonio Gibson or whatever for Washington that scored 36.6. I was like, I totally lost this. Two dudes scored 5.1 points.
Yep.
Right. And I did it to myself. I should stop doing this on Sunday. I had benched Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I thought, Tampa's got a good run defense. And then on Sunday, I swapped out Kenyon Drake for Clyde Edwards and put Clyde on the team because I thought, man, if I lose this because I didn't
some points.
I know. I thought if I lose this because I didn't play Clyde Edwards and I've been playing him all year, I'm going to be pissed. So I swapped him. Clyde Edwards gets 4.9, and I had Kenyon Drake on the bench at 24.3. So I had won the game without the magic of DK Metcalf beating both the Eagles defense and Russell Wilson. If I'd have just done that, I'd have been like, I wouldn't even be worried about this. Instead, I fucked myself. I should lose this game, and I won by almost 7 points. Thank God Russell didn't throw another touchdown. That's all there was to it, because I would have been over. Unless it was to DK Metcalf, then I'd have been fine. Because DK didn't even get a touchdown, Joe, and we got 107. We got 27.
Dude, trust me, I know. I needed him. Actually, no, I didn't because
I did have the Dolphins D against New Jersey, which was nice little bonus.
Did you? Yeah.
14 points. You got to like that.
Yeah, I beat Evan like a redheaded stepchild.
What was that score?
It was tell me twice.
153 to 89. No, it was so technically you beat him by 64 points.
Yeah. That's a pretty good.
And I'm just going to go in ESPN last week. Let's just see how much it was last week in ESPN.
Oh yeah, that was
It was actually worse. It was 79 points.
that is That's pretty rough.
So while you felt good about it this week, it was really just because you were still remembering last week, and it kind of was flowing into this week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that is funny.
That's
Damn it.
bag worthy in itself over here. I mean,
Right.
That
So
really
by,
is.
By the
That
way,
really
I
is.
was going to do it this week, and I just didn't get time because, well, we announced that we were going to do the show kind of late. But I'm going to put together a head-to-head against for all of us.
cool.
What our records look like against each other throughout the
great.
season. So
Oh, that'll be fun.
we'll figure out who has.
ass.
Right. Well, and I
He's
know
spanked me in CBS. I haven't beat anybody in CBS.
Right,
I don't think.
he had beat you earlier in the year, so I'm kind of curious. I don't remember all of it, but I'm kind of curious how we've done head-to-head.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons we did this, is to kind of be able to
Yeah,
brag.
for
And
sure.
None of us can brag in CBS because we're all so.
I will say
Evan mathematically has a chance, but I'm a lot
It's
closer
slim.
to that slim chance because I was almost out and I won this week, but he lost, so we're both going to be like we're fucked.
I will
I did
say
beat Dave though. F Dave. I beat his ass. Thank
I
God.
talked to him tonight before I left work, and he's like, Christian McCaffrey is fucking me in the end of the season. I'm like,
I played that son of a bitch the first game of the week, and he destroyed me. So I needed it.
Well, if he had Christian McCaffrey,
he'd have destroyed me because my team's shitty.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
The fuck was I gonna say?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I was gonna say something. It was about
You tell
CBS
us.
because CBS blows. Oh, by far my favorite is NFL. It's not even close. From the draft on, the experience, the maneuverability with the app itself. I think at least where it stands now, unless something drastically changes, it's won me over.
I like NFL, yeah.
One thing I like about
one
thing I like about ESPN when you're in the game tracker.
I do like ESPN. I like their game tracker.
When you're in the game tracker, you get to see all the actual NFL scores right next to it. And like it shows you the last touchdown. So it's kind of a nice little, I see how I'm doing, but it's an easy view to see what's going on in the actual NFL league and who's recently scored. And so that part I like about theirs, but otherwise their site's not great.
Right.
The team part's good, pretty good, but yeah, it's not amazing.
Yeah.
I hate that I got to watch a video when I click on Fantasy Cast before I get to see Fantasy Cast. The ad.
Yeah.
What?
If you ever click on Fantasy Cast on the computer, their website, to see the live scoring thing, it shows you a fucking ad first. You got to watch an ad to then get to the Fantasy Cast. That really pisses me off. Yeah. So a lot of times I just use the scoreboard, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch it is free.
Watch
I get
Red
it,
Zone.
Come on, guys. See, I just clicked on it now. I just clicked on it right now, and I'm getting a fucking ad, and there's no games going on. I got to watch an ad to see something that doesn't even happening right now.
That's bullshit.
It's like, really?
They got to make their money.
You got to give me a fucking ad to see something. And the last touchdown was Hollywood Brown from Trace McSorley. Oh, that 70-yarder. That was awesome, though. I hate to say it. The third rounder fucking throws a pretty good pass, and Marquise Brown fucking juked that dude's ass. Made him look like stupid motherfucker, whoever the defender was for the Steelers who scored.
And Evan had Marquise Brown against me.
And almost made it a game. And he almost made it a game because it was over. They did that, and they were down by 5, and then just couldn't do anything after that. They should have onside kicked it. That's all there is to it.
Well, they should have went for it on 4th and 2 instead of putting it back away.
That too.
It's like, come on, guys. I know it's on their 30, but still, Jesus. Anyway, boys, I think that's the show. That's a wrap. That's good. We're good. Have we hit all the points?
Yeah, I think
so. Probably.
No? Did we miss anything? Did we
bash?
bash on the Patriots enough?
No, because they beat Arizona. If they could have lost, we'd be fucking.
Yeah, if they win, you don't have as much.
Again, can we bash on Tom Brady?
Except for Cam did us a favor and did so badly, we could still bash on him, even though they won. We could bash on Tom Brady, but he about fucked us. So we probably should be thankful that
he did about fuck us. That asshole. Him and Gronk.
Wait to bash on him, and once he's eliminated in the first round.
Not just Gronk. I don't know who it was, but was it?
Well, Mike Evans. Fuck. I mean, there was a bunch of them.
Which twice they threw the ball, and both our safety, who's supposed to play over the top, and the corner were underneath the receiver. Neither one of them were over the top.
I think they
I
were
was so
under your
pissed off.
desk. They were doing something.
No, that
but
is
they weren't
reserved
where
for Kyle Allen, and since he's injured, he can be here all the time.
Yeah, I know he
He doesn't
is.
even
I'm
have to go to
sure.
practice anymore.
I'm sure he is there.
He's
all the
rehabbing
time.
quite well right now.
Why do you
Yep.
think that foam was coming out of the bottle? Who do you think that was from? That was Kyle Allen holding my
That's
beer.
That was from him. Yeah, he was moving too much, and it was shaking the bottle up. Fucking head of his. You
What is
should know he
wrong-
didn't need
what
to
is
go to a
wrong with
long
you?
stroke. It's a short stroke, man. You don't need much.
You're a sick fuck, man. That's okay though.
All right.
Kyle likes that.
All right, boys.
He doesn't like it that way.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
go.
guys.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat some sushi this weekend.
Oh,
All right,
good.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I
then,
like a little
and then
sushi here and there.
after that, what are you doing for dinner?
And he's a funny guy. Actually, I'm saving that for after dinner.
All
But,
right,
yeah. It's gonna be. It's a dessert sushi
great. Oh,
you know,
little,
with a little whipped cream.
yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
it's good. Yeah,
a little panty taco.
It's
Is it fish tacos, Joe?
yes, it is. Thank you very
It's,
much.
it's one of those Choco tacos.
What is wrong with
But if
you?
it's Choco, you might have some explaining to do.
That is true.
I'm out. If it's Choco, I'm in deep shit. No pun intended. No pun intended. Yeah. We need to end this shit real quick, or we're gonna get to rainbow unicorn dildos and shit. We don't want to go there again. So
Not tonight.
let's not do that.
All right, guys, take care. Peace
All
out.
right, boys. All right,
All right.
later.
Later.
See ya.